right, happy Monday, last Monday of January. I feel like we were just starting January and here we are on the last Monday. But I am very excited. I'm going to go over just quickly a few announcements and then I will introduce our speaker. Team Cup starts 1 week from today. So most of you are already on a team. There are like 20 of us. If you are not on a team yet and you would like to, let me know and we can get you plugged into one. Team Cup, just in general, is just you get to earn prizes for helping people. Like get 3 people started on a challenge pack and you get your first initial prize. And then if everybody on your team does that, you get a really cool hoodie. You're going to get 3 discount codes emailed to you next Monday for $10 off challenge pack. So it's also really nice because you get something in addition for participating to help your challengers. And so right now I'm already inviting to that. I'm sending to people and saying I have 3 codes available on Monday. If you, they're limited spots type of thing, making sure there's urgency so that you can get them started. Obviously January, we still have 6 days left. So there's still time to hit Success Club. There's still time to get 3 people. And remembering that like we have our 1 month Success Club pie, 3, 6, 9, and 12. If you don't know about those, like I will reach out to you. But just keeping on, I will be uploading a new tracker. It's Monday through Saturday. I know a lot of us on here are that teacher brain and we hate that the Success Club tracker starts on Thursday. So I have one that starts on Mondays and I'm going to upload that today. And those of you who are doing Team Cup, we're going to do a Google Doc tracker. And in that, you're going to go in and click that you've done it. And if you do 85% of the activities on the tracker for the entire month, which is 4 weeks because it's 28 days, I'm going to be sending a special gift to you. So just to encourage you to do 85% and you will know because on the end, it will say you've reached this many tasks. So I'm very, very excited. I started the Team Cup 2 weeks after I started coaching. So don't feel like you can't jump into that. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce our speaker, Christina Cashman, and she is a diamond coach. She was a hobby coach for a while, and now she is a full-time coach. She was a full-time nurse, and she lives in New York City with her husband, her pup, and she is a soon-to-be mama. So she is working this business, and even while gaining the weight for pregnancy, she still is gaining it. So there's literally no excuses. But she's going to share with us a little bit today, and I'm super excited to hand it over.
Hi guys, how are you today? Happy Monday. I am super excited to be speaking on your team call. I usually don't go into a big spiel about me. I weave it into my presentation. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started. May I have the approval to share my screen? You guys will realize that I'm going to say some random, do you guys curse? Let me ask that first. Okay, I'm gonna say some random as fuck words that like don't seem to make any sense, but it's my pregnant brain not being able to come up with the right words. So if that happens, like I just ask for approval, that's super fancy, but I don't know, it's all I got right now. So get ready for some random laughs. Okay, so my topic today is seeing success as a coach. It's a combination of a little bit of dreaming big, but my coaches know me as like a tough, like I'm super happy, cheerful, bubbly, but like I'm tough love. So you're going to get a little bit of that too as well. So I want to talk about first what success is in this business, because I think we get caught up in a few things. We get caught up in Success Club because obviously the word is in there. We get caught up in rank because if we're not rank advancing at the speed we want to, we can get discouraged. But I want to start off my presentation telling you that there are so many different defining factors of success in this, that if you only get caught up in those 2 things, you might find yourself in a frequent state of disappointment. Because in the beginning of my business, I started out my first 6 months, I hit Success Club my first month, and then I didn't hit it again for a long time. Didn't change my rank for a long time. I just kind of stayed stagnant. I was a combination of being a hobby coach, but I didn't know I was a hobby coach. I just kind of thought I was doing the things like, so when I was first starting to hop on team calls, a coach shared this graphic with me. I modified it a little bit, but something similar to this. And I thought it was the coolest thing because she could see her growth over time in so many other ways than just her rank, and Success Club wasn't even on here. So I challenged myself. That was in 2018 when I saw this graphic. I was like, that's so cool. Let me recreate this graphic so I could see my own growth over time. So I have ways of measuring my success outside of if I'm hitting Success Club or if I'm rank advancing as fast as I want to be. Because honestly, if all I focused on was this rank column, I would be so freaking sad every day that I am not still a diamond, but like I've been it for about 3 years. And like, if that was all I focused on, I would be really, really sad. But to know that in those 3 years, 2018 was really when I started working this business. My 2017, like I said, I was just kind of really pouring into my own journey first and running a lot of free groups. So in the past few years, I've gone from 3 personally sponsored coaches, 1 being my husband, to 34 ending 2020. My downline went from 3 to 111. I didn't even know what weak and strong volume were. I didn't even know what elite points were. I still didn't know elite points in 2018, but I've seen my weak leg grow, my strong leg grow, and I've seen us ranked in the top 1,000 the past 2 years in a row. So I don't say any of these numbers to brag. I just want to start off by saying there's so many ways of measuring success. Don't get caught up in whatever negative spiral you might be going in right now of, I haven't hit Success Club and it's the 25th. I wanted to be Emerald 6 months ago and I'm still not there. I want you to really realize that there are so many other things. One thing I wish I put on here was like, how many clients did I sign up in that year? That's a hard number to keep track of, I think, which is why I didn't add it on here. But that's also really cool. Or another thing is whenever I screenshot, when one of my clients sends me a win, I like to screenshot it. I like to put it in my stories, and then I like to put it in like a highlights section of my Instagram as like client wins. So on a day or a week, I do that for others. Because if someone comes to me and they only see my body type getting results, it's cool for them to see all the different people getting results. But on a day where I feel like shit and I feel like my clients aren't doing good, I'm not doing good, I could go to my own highlight section and be like, look at all the wins you've gotten in the time you've been a coach. You may not have had one this past week, but really cool. You've done some awesome things in this world. So that's where I want to start, is redefining your definition of success in so many other ways. I also want to ask you, why are you a coach? If someone asked me this in like, I don't know where you guys are in your business, but drop it in the chat. If someone asked me this in the first 2 months, I wanted a discount on the product. And I really wanted out of my hospital job to go to a Monday to Friday job. And I thought it would be cool on my resume. That were my legit 2 reasons for signing up to coach in the beginning. And then as I continued coaching, that reason changed so much over time. But I want to hear why you guys are coaches. Hold myself accountable. It definitely helps with that for sure. I don't know if I'd be rocking 23-week pregnant workouts of any sort without having this discipline beforehand. Be home with my littles. Yes, I have lots of littles. So cute. Give me all the tips. I'm gonna keep waiting just because I'm gonna talk to these whys as I keep going. Home with my boys and help other mamas feel as good as I am. Discount and contribute to my family income. Love the answers that are coming in. So these answers are great. I love them. All of these answers are most likely, on the surface level, not going to be something that gets you out of bed, gets you to pull that business activity tracker out on a day-to-day basis. So let's talk a little bit more about what's going to get you there. I'm going to get foo-foo with you. Close your eyes. I know, who is this girl? Or if you're cooking, don't close your eyes. I don't know where all of you are, but like if you can close your eyes, close your eyes. Okay. It's 3 or 5 or 10 years from now. You can pick. What is the best version of you doing? What do you look like in 5 years? How do you go about your day? Can you see yourself going through different motions? When you go about your day, how are you speaking to the people you love? So whether that's your spouse, your partner, your kids, how do you speak to them? Where do you live? This is like the best version of your life, okay? Where do you live and what does your neighborhood look like? You have that pool in your backyard or that wraparound porch or a garage, or if you're me, you just want a laundry machine. If you have kids, how are they? Or if you don't have kids, did you have any? Or do you now have a farm of animals that you love? Can you feel how much they love you in return? In this version of your best case scenario, are you well rested? Are you patient? Are you at peace with your life in 5 years? Are you showing up for your workouts? Hell yeah. Better get it, whoop whoop. How is your relationship with food? How are you doing in your coaching business? What have you accomplished in it? Can you see all those moms' lives you hope to change, or how the money has contributed to your family, or how much more accountable you've stayed throughout the years as you all dropped your Ys? Do you have your own team? Can you feel that Punta Cana sand between your toes? Because you're on that Success Club trip. Then maybe you're on that cruise or wherever we go after that. Were you able to pay off any debt that you have? Or maybe you bought something really cool. Most of all, how are you feeling about this vision? Is it optimistic or joyful? Are you excited for who you could become in however many years you decided? Okay, open your eyes. So I ask you all of this because although I love the answers you dropped in your chat box, what is going to motivate you more than just a simple one answer phrase of helping others, contributing to my family income, is really being able to feel the emotions that come with how this opportunity can change your life. Most of you, my guess is most of you didn't picture your life exactly how it is today. I guarantee you didn't, because something in you craves a change, craves something to be better, whether that's your own physical results, your family's money abilities, whatever it may be. And if you didn't picture it exactly the same as it is today, most likely what you're doing today won't get you there. So something needs to change in the middle. One coach told me once, if this business is the answer to that future you dream of, Why is this business an option on a day-to-day basis? Why isn't your goal a must-reach goal? Why is it a, I hope I reach that goal? The best version of you in 5 years or however many years you decided is 100% up to you, and you can create that vision you have in mind. But it takes the daily action to get there. But on a day-to-day basis, when you're wondering like, oh, should I show up today? Think of that person in the future who needs you to show up today. Think of this vision and all those beautiful things you want in your life. So some reminders. Even if that dream feels so far out of reach, it isn't about going from today to that dream in an instant. This dream list is a reasons to work harder list. Let what you wish for motivate you to show up each day. This is not about what you have to do to get there. This is who you get to become on the way to that dream. How beautiful is that? You didn't come this far in your business. You didn't hop on this team call to stop right here. You can either make excuses or you can change your life. So let's talk about how you can change your life. 2 foundations in this business that I find are literally the key to success: believing in yourself and showing up for yourself. So simple, right? But let's talk about what those actually mean. So when if I go all the way, I'm not going to scroll all the way back up to that graphic, but in beginning of 2019, I was like over nursing. I'd worked in a hospital for 5 years in New York City. I'd transitioned to a school nursing job for 2 years. And I was like, I can't do another year in this school. I can't, like, I knew that going into that January that there was no way in hell I was signing on for another school year. But I also knew I would never quit in the middle of a school year. So it was either like I leave before the summer or I leave after another school year. And I didn't want to change jobs again. But I didn't believe at that time that I could make this work for me. It was only about a 6-month difference of what do I have to do to change my income to a point where I can leave nursing. Obviously with conversations with my husband about budget and all of that. And I had to start with believing in myself before I could even build this business. So what that looked like for me was another boo-foo thing that now I preach is affirmations, because you are the voice in your head 24/7, and you better make that voice a nice one to listen to. If you're beating up on yourself on a day-to-day basis of I can't do this, this isn't for me, I will never X, Y, Z, W, whatever it is, you won't. So I'm going to challenge you to start telling yourself daily affirmations. What worked for me was I would wake up in the morning and I would, in order to go to my job, I would walk from my New York City apartment to the subway. And I would read these affirmations every day on my walk to the subway. That you might not have that walk in your life. So think about, what does your morning routine look like? Do you always start with brushing your teeth? Should you read your affirmations when you brush your teeth? Do you always start by brewing a pot or a cup of coffee or make a cup of Energize? Maybe that is when you pause your dance party for a hot second and you read your affirmations and you start believing in yourself before you believe in your dance skills. Maybe you are, what else do people, maybe people journal. You listen to a podcast. I don't know what your morning looks like, you do, but when you tie this to another habit is when you're more likely to keep it up. So that's something I learned from the book Atomic Habits, which I highly recommend if you've never read that one. So everything you tell yourself that is not a nice thing to say to yourself, I want you to write it down over the course of the next few days, and then write an exact opposite statement of that. So I was telling myself at the point that I wanted to leave my job that I wasn't a good leader, which is why people weren't joining me. I was telling myself so many negative things, and I had to flip the script and start telling myself new ones. So these are the ones that I needed to hear to give myself that like positive voice. I told myself, I am a wonderful leader exactly as I am today. Literally still tell myself this. I am taking steps to becoming a better leader every single day. I am full of fantastic ideas. I'm attracting dream coaches to my team and they believe in me as their leader. I'm capable of building a fast growing business. I'm building a 6-figure business. I am proud of myself and all that I have accomplished, and I know that even more success lies in my future. Those were things I needed to hear every day because I didn't believe in them. But the more I started saying them to myself, the more I thought, well, maybe I am full of fantastic ideas. Maybe a coach will join my team this month instead of no one will ever join me, like a Grinch. You know how like he's so negative, like, oh, like instead of being like that, I started like talking to myself a little nicer. And that's really where it has to start. So like I said, make them personal to you. Whatever you tell yourself that you are not, you now are, and learn to believe it. But you're not going to believe it overnight. Repeating these once and then saying they don't work, well, duh, of course. You don't do one workout and then it works. Same thing with affirmations. You have to do it consistently over time and let it build up so that that becomes the new voice in your head. Tie it to something you do every day. Second, all right, you're believing in yourself a tiny bit more. How are you going to show up for yourself in your business? So I find that there's people who show up for this business, but they don't believe in themselves. There's people who believe in themselves, but they don't show up for this business as much as they should. But where the magic happens is when you do both. So let's talk about ways you can start showing up in this business to see the success that you want to see that you might not be getting already. First, a quote from Build to Last by Keith Callahan. There are no shortcuts to the top in this industry. You have to become a person capable of achieving success yourself before you can mentor others to success. So if you are not attracting the clients you want, if you are not attracting the coaches you want, there's still more for you to learn. So when they arrive, you're ready for them. So what are the things you might need to learn that you may not have learned already? I'm going to go through a bunch of questions where it seems like I'm like super tough loving you, but these are all the questions I still ask myself literally every time I get, this is my favorite call to give. And I ask them to myself all the time. And every time I have different answers. So I highly suggest gut checking yourself all the time too. So I want to ask you, when was the last time you completed a workout program, start to finish, like with the calendar, and you shared your journey every day in your stories, and you shared your before and afters? For so long, I did like finish the program, but not per calendar. Finish the program, but didn't share that I actually started and finished a program. Let people see the journey and the process of who you become. Besides being pregnant, I'm a very petite person. So like my physical results are not like world's most mind-blowing results every time, but it's still important to share the before and afters, regardless of how incredible or lack of incredible the changes are. Letting people know there's mental changes, letting people know that success does not happen always in 6 weeks. And they might do that program and not see this huge difference. And they're going to think, well, Christina did this program and didn't get big changes, so it's okay if I don't either. I'm just building this habit. I'm going to get the mental benefits. I'm going to get so many other things. I want to ask you, have you completed more than, depends how long you've been in the business, but more than one workout program, or 2 or 5? If you are not learning everything we have to offer, you are not setting yourself up to be able to coach your coaches, to be able to coach your clients, walk them through, tell them all the nuances of every single program. Like if I didn't take the time to set up control track or use the step or figure out that the controlled stretches are awesome in 9-week control freak, I'd never be able to walk someone through that. To tell them, no, you need to do the stretches, they're so awesome. Or when I hated Transform 20, when I did it, my first 2 weeks were awful. I cannot keep up with Shaun T. I love Shaun T, but I can't keep up with him. And I just stumbled my way through that program. But I got some of my best physical transformation from that program. So if you are not completing more than 1 program or 2 programs or 3 programs, you're limiting your own personal results and you're limiting your ability to help any clients and coaches. So it's time to move on if you need to move on. Have you gotten the best results from your workouts? And also back to that, if people see you doing Transform 20 forever and they hate steps, they're never going to join you. So it's time to show them other equipment we have, other style workouts we have, because maybe you're not hitting Success Club because they don't jive with the workout program you've been showing for the past 3 months, 6 months, whatever it may be. Have you gotten the best results from your workouts because you're also using Energize and Recover? And what about Hydrate? We have so many awesome supplements to help you maximize results. Again, if you're not using them and you're not getting your best results possible, how could you help someone get their best results possible if you're not trying to get your best results possible? When was the last, this is my favorite one. When was the last time you tried a recipe from the blog or Fixate or Mindset menu? People do not come to our meal plans because they want to eat fucking chicken, broccoli, and rice every day. They're sick of eating that shit. They're coming to us because they want to see that you're eating stuff that's different. You're eating sloppy joes from the Fixate. You're eating peanut butter ice cream from the blog. You are eating real food, like 3 cheese macaroni casserole from our blog. Like, I could sit here and rattle off recipes all day long because my clients know when they join me, they're going to have amazing recipes at their fingertips that are not chicken, broccoli, and rice, because my tribe does not want chicken, broccoli, and rice. If your tribe does and your tribe likes simple meal prep, keep going with it. That's okay. But also look at the blog and look at Fixate and Mindset menu and see the simple things we have to offer so that you can show people like, hey, I can change it up, but I also keep it simple. Because also, if you're eating the same shit every day, then you're not giving your body nutrients that are different than what you're getting on the other days. So you're also not maximizing your results. This is the hardest one for me. When was the last time you followed the portion containers or To Be perfectly for just 3 days in a row? Three. So freaking hard. When you actually like try to do them perfectly and you're not like sneaking chocolate gummy bears from Christmas still. 7 days, 10 days, 30 days. Like, you want your clients and your coaches to get the best results, but you're cheating yourself. You have to become a person capable of achieving success before you can help other people. You have to figure out how to break that cycle of I can only do 3 days in a row, because then you're going to be able to help the next person break 3 days and 7 days and 10 days. And when was the last time, I find this one is what people struggle with the most, which is actually like something I personally rock. You're going to realize certain teammates rock certain ones, and we all have different struggles. When was the last time you finished a personal development book from beginning to end? Because you can't just grow your booty, you got to grow your mind in this business too. What is one thing on this slide that I mentioned and you're like, shit, that's me. She calling me out. Drop it in the chat box, one you need to personally work on. Oh, sorry, I should probably keep it up so you can read it. Or if you're doing all of these perfectly, I'm sure Melissa knows if you are or are not. Cheer yourself on for doing them all great in this moment in life. Nutrition, meal plan, yep, recipes, that's usually a popular one. So I challenge you, pick one meal from our access a week to try. Just one to change it up a little bit. Try your chicken, rice, broccoli, but then show all of a sudden a pumpkin smoothie and be like, what? Yay, good job for cheering yourself on today, Leanne. That's awesome. Alrighty, so walking away from this call, you at least have one area you now know you can work on. Chicken and dumplings, that sounds delicious. I haven't tried that one yet, but I've heard it's good. I could drool over recipes from our access. So many people are good at showing up for themselves. How are you showing up for this business? I understand you may be busy. I understand life can get chaotic when you're living amidst a pandemic. But there's also people who are rocking this business with limited time, and there's people who are rocking this business amidst a pandemic. The choice is yours, like Control Freak, to take control of your time. So whether you are waking up earlier, going to bed later, stop scrolling mindlessly and start scrolling mindfully, you can choose to make the time. I used to wake up when I was a school nurse and I wanted to make this a full-time job. I was waking up at 4 a.m. every day to get in my workout, get my food, commute to work, go to work, come home so I could sit down and work my business afterwards. When there's a will, there's a way. So I want to ask you, when was the last time you filled in the business activity tracker for a week straight? Just 1 week. You now have a Monday to Friday coming at you, or what, Monday to Sunday. So I don't want to hear complaints that that's your struggle at next week, okay? One tip I love to give for the business activity tracker is start calling it a purpose-filled action list. Every checkbox on there has a purpose behind it. The purpose may be making friends, which is connecting with others. So if you're telling me you don't have people to invite and you're telling me no one wants to buy from me, start connecting with others and checking that box of making connections in a more purpose-filled way. Maybe you're only adding 5 and you need to add 50 every day. Make that box one of purpose. And get excited for it. Like, I made some friends today. I invited people today. Like, get excited for doing that. We're so lucky that a freaking piece of paper with ridiculous tasks to do on social media is called our job. Like, I could be here or I could be working on a corona unit in New York City right now. What is hard? You have done so many hard things in life. Is inviting really that hard? Is sharing this opportunity with someone like it was shared with you really that hard, or are you making it to be in your head? I don't care, start sending 1 invite a day if you're not sending invites. Then work your way up to 2 and keep going. Do you post at least 4 times a week? And are you sharing 8 or more stories a day, being proof of product and relatable as a human being? And I say this because if you look at your followers and you look at how many people watch your stories, so let's say I have 3,000 followers and 500 people watch my stories, 2,500 people do not see my stories. So if I'm not posting, they don't know I exist. So you have to do both. You can't just live in stories and not post, or just post and not be in your stories. Are you hitting Success Club 6 each month consecutively? And I should say, because it's a non-negotiable, because when you treat it like a non-negotiable, it's way more likely to happen than right now on the 25th being like, oh, I didn't hit it, so I'm gonna try next month. No, because you bet your ass on December 28th, when I was at Success Club 0, I busted my fucking ass so hard to close out December that I hit Success Club 14 the end of December, and I'm already 14 for this month, starting at 0 on the 28th, because I did not give up for December. So do not discount the next, I don't know how many days are left in this month, 5 days of January. Is it a non-negotiable for you truly, or are you just hoping to hit it? Are you hopping on weekly team calls? Distraction free. Obviously, I like the mama that cooks, the mama that does laundry, because you're still prioritizing this business. But I just hate when like someone's sitting there scrolling Instagram. That is what I mean. When was the last free or challenge group you ran? When's the next group of each? And are you wholeheartedly participating in them and cheering others on? Did you attend or watch the recording of the last Super Saturday? When was the last time you did a workout on Zoom, or maybe caught up with someone in person, because that's an option where you are right now in life? What is one thing on this list that you need to start doing more of or better of to see more success in your business? I haven't ran a free group in a while, and that's what my business thrived on in the beginning. I actually was on a call with one of my personally sponsored coaches, and she was discouraged that no one signed up from our recent free group. And she's like, I just thought I would have so much more momentum afterwards. And I was like, girl, people who did my 2017 free groups are still signing up today. People who do a free group want free. That's why they're doing a free group. When they're ready is when they're going to sign up. So run a free group. Invite, do everything, no strings attached. run a free group, posting in my stories, but I don't post daily. Need to do free groups again too. Staying on top of my topic, really striving to hit Success Club. Yes, all of you deserve to do all of those things because future you relies on you doing those actions today. I can ask you a million tough love questions, but I want to remind you as we close out this call that every moment of failure has shaped you. Don't let the lie that you need to have it all together hold you back from being a confident, successful boss or coach today. And I say that with this picture. This was my first round of 21-day fix. It took me probably 30-day fix was probably what I should have called it at that point in life, because I was an athlete growing up and I came in thinking these workouts would be easy and I got my ass handed to me. And 4 days in, couldn't walk and had to take time off so I could learn to walk again. And then I hopped back into 21-day fix. And I signed up in the middle of failing that program. I literally signed up to be a discount coach like 2 weeks after starting. But I could have said, this isn't for me. I can't even do one program. This isn't for me because blah, blah, blah. I can't even handle the workouts. I could have said so many times in this business when I haven't rank advanced, when I've lost rank, when I haven't hit Success Club, when whatever it is. And every failure is only a failure if you stay at that failure level. If you take that failure and you learn from it and you grow from it and you say, how could I do better next time? That's what's going to make you confident and successful. So every question I asked you, even if you suck at every single one I have asked above, that is okay. But what matters is asking, how can I do that better, and learning from it. How can I now start using the business activity tracker? How can I now do all of these things, learn from it and grow from it? I'm going to quickly summarize this because I see it's going to cut off. It doesn't matter what you're willing to do. It matters what you're not willing to do. Start with your I'm not willing to do that and move from there. Lastly, if you debate taking an action, think about future you and if she